Cyclist 1222, how's it going? I was tagged by ironmonkeyz to talk about two of my dream knives, and I'm going to talk about one, and I'm going to assume that we're talking about a wilderness type knife. And I'm going to say this is it. This is a knife I own. This is the Schrade Extreme Survival SCHF9, and I'll tell you why this is my dream knife. First and foremost, it's a high value knife. If it's not high value, it's just not going to do it for me. I don't want to spend $200 or $300 on a knife for it to be good. I want to spend as little as possible, and you know that makes it that just does it for me. And this one, it fits that bill. You can get this knife on Amazon on sale for $30 including shipping, which is totally amazing. I got it for $34, shipping included. But the reasons I'm going to choose this knife, it really is a fantastic knife, is because I think this knife, everything you would want a knife to be able to do in a wilderness situation, I think this knife can cover it. It weighs about a pound. The blade, the sharpened edge of the blade is about 6 inches long. From the end of the kraton handle, it's about 6.5 inches long. You can chop with this knife. You can baton with this knife. You can do close-in work with this knife because it has a fantastic finger choil up in the front, so you can choke up and do some close-in work. You can even skin animals pretty well with this knife because of the way it has that recurved blade. Look at the belly on that knife. Not ideal for woodworking again, but if it has to be one knife, one dream knife in a wilderness outdoor situation, you're going to have to do a lot of things with this knife. So if you're able to do some skinning and process some animals if you needed to, this knife could do it. This knife weighs about a pound. Overall, it's about, I think it's about 12.5 inches long, 1095 steel, 1/4 inch thick. So you can baton with this, no problem. I've done it. It chops pretty well for a just a 6.5 inch blade. It has multiple hand holds on it. Like I said, you can choke up for close-up work. It has your normal handheld. You can even grab it way back on the nub like that for chopping and get some good chopping leverage. Again, not the best at everything, but good at a lot of things. You can remove the scales. Those are hard rubber kraton scales, very grippy. It's got a nice circular pattern on there. You can remove them with the hardware. You can lash it to a stick for a spear. You could change the scales if you want. You can make some wooden scales on there. You could wrap it with paracord. A lot of different ideas that you could do with this knife. Thumb ramp is okay. It's not a tactical knife. If you needed it for a tactical purpose, it does have this lower key on there to prevent your hand from sliding forward. If you had to do some thrusting, you can put your thumb on this slight thumb ramp and thrust with it. So it's got a little bit of some tactical features to it. Not much. I'm not too big on tactical features, but for one knife, I think that's a good thing for this knife. It's got some really wide jimping there. Not sure. Don't really worry about having jimping, but you know, it's there. It's not so great if you really want that good grip, but it's okay. But that thumb ramp does not really get in the way of batoning. It's kind of rounded off, so you can baton on there and no problem. Very durable knife, being 1095 steel, very comfortable. Comes with a nylon sheath with a plastic insert. It has a little pouch on there, some MOLLE capability, which is nice. I'm not going to show the sheath. I'm just going to talk about the knife. Got your lanyard hole. So not too long to where it's going to be cumbersome to carry, but long enough to do the bigger tasks, long enough to do the chopping and the batoning, but not so crazy long. If I was going to do a lot of chopping and batoning, then I might take out a longer knife. I might take an 8, 9, possibly even a 10-inch knife. But if I had to have one knife, one dream knife, this would cover everything. This could do it all. Very heavy duty, very solid, extremely high value. And I think this knife can get it all done. For 30 bucks, you can't beat it. Can't beat it. Very happy to have this knife. And this truly does fit the bill of my dream knife. Solid full tang. If you take those scales off, there's no skeletonization under there. It's one solid piece of 1095 steel for durability. I like that. And it looks good too. I'm not too concerned about looks, but I think it's got a good look to it. It looks pretty cool. If you pull this knife out, nobody's going to laugh at this knife. Even though it only costs $30, you know, it looks pretty doggone good. Okay, so there it is, my dream knife, the Schrade Extreme Survival SCHF9. Cyclist 1222, out.